was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room.
Hello YouTube, Triumph Guy here today, and I'm sat in my Alpine Sprite 1970. Today we're going to be going over a couple of plans of what we're actually going to do with this. So you should have a vague understanding of what's going to go into this, and maybe pick and choose some of the videos you want to watch in the future when it comes to restoring your own caravan. Now, although there is lighting in here, this is not legit lighting at all. I think the previous owner, what they've done is they've put an extension lead in here with and rewired it into lighting, so you can plug into your main socket in. I'm obviously going to gut all that out and put a proper 230 volt system throughout and a 12 volt system, and we'll go into that into more depth. Some of the exterior things I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be looking at the tow hook itself. The brake in this particular bit here doesn't particularly do much. You have to cable tie it back for it to work, to disengage. So I'm going to need to look into that. I'm also going to spray paint it all as well, or hand paint using metal paint. I want it to sort of still keep the rustic look, and then also underneath the front of the van is a bit rusty, and then underneath the actual main frame I'm going to try and sand down to the best of ability and put some paint on it to stop it from rusting further. So moving on to the interior, firstly what I'm going to do is take all these interior walls down, and then I'm going to run cables for it, but we'll get onto the electrics in a minute anyway. So bring it back to the bare frame, replace any wooden battens which may have rotted away with new ones, insulate it. Then I'm going to put some new 3mm hardboard over it. Now I'm going to go for a white hardboard, so essentially it will mean that I won't have to paint it. If it does look pretty dodged, then I will end up painting it anyway. Also, what I'm going to be doing is putting the bathroom back in. I'm going to have that, and I'm going to make it look quite funny, like going to make it look really classy, even though it's the smallest room in here. The skylight, that's going to need some attention, so my plans for that is I'm going to make a border with wood, then I'm going to put some glass over it, so it's going to seal it almost down, but the glass is going to overhang by 1 inch or something to act as an almost umbrella, and then a seal on the bottom, like a rubber seal, which can compress down to hopefully keep it watertight. I can't seem to if that doesn't work, then I'm going to try and find other alternative ways. I think that might be the best way, because you can't buy them, and the aftermarket ones are perfectly square. Obviously mine's a rectangle, so that doesn't help. The cushions I am going to get changed out for some new foam. Someone's very kindly going to swap these out for me for brand new foam in exchange to either get the classic ones. They're going to be like in a green colour to match the exterior, which is white and green. The front is going to be an L-shaped bed, because there's 3 kids which are going to be in here, so it's going to be an L-shaped triple bunk bed, so that everyone gets maximum room, and it means that we can keep the bathroom. And then the kitchen, how that's going to work is it's going to have a normal little small gas canister like hob, which we can then remove and use, and also an electric hob as well when we're at shore power. And then the sink is going to be hardwired into a 12 volt system for so that's going to be from scratch. So that's near enough most things I can think of from the top of my head. The exterior as well, we're going to have a solar panel. It's 130 watt, and then also it's going to have a shore power cut into the side, so that's going to be good. But I think that is everything for this part of the video, and now we're going to get on to the electrics. I did forget to mention that it is going to have this like flooring in. Now I know what everyone's going to say, oh, it's really thick and it's really heavy. This van is weighted, so I could probably make it a little bit heavier, and actually if I'm just doing this little bit down here, throughout there, there's actually not that much. I've got a load of it. I've got a marketplace. Also, the solar panel is going to be over the back rear bit here, and then this is where the kitchen is. This is where the wires are going to be. They're going to run down this wall here. Obviously, the further back I can have it, and the further back I can have the wires, the better. But the reason why I'm putting the wires this end and not that end is so that the wires, they're sheltered almost. There's the fitting which covers the hole they're going in is, if it faces this way, then the rain shouldn't go in it. So essentially, from the inside, this is where the magic's going to happen, is in this corner here. The shore power is going to come in. That's already pre-wired, so that's just got to get fitted. And the reason we're doing it there is so that on this side we're going to have a plug socket next to the kitchen here, so for the electric hob, straighteners, whatever, heating system, and then the other bit of the electric is going to be underneath it, like covered, so if you need a plug socket to, I don't know, charge the battery, etc., then that's then in place. Then down here we're going to have the 12-volt access panel, which will have 5 switches. 3 of them will be for the lights. So they're going to have main light down here, and then we're going to have a awning light which will be on the other side of here, and then we're going to also have the kids lights, which will be having a light each. There's a one there, one there, one there, and then a bathroom light as well, and then also some little lights going on underneath here. The other 2 things, the switches which will be on there, will be for the sink, which will be situated here, which will have a 12-volt system pump which comes under, should come underneath that way. I'll use some of the original plumbing if it's possible, and then we're going to wire in a fridge underneath here if possible. Looking from the inside, the solar lights, solar panel, depends where it finishes. Hopefully it finishes around about here, not too bothered, but the panel, the cables come in and then down, and then they're going to come in whilst they're down the side of the roof. I'm not too bothered if they come in through here and then straight into the wall. That's not the end of the world. Or if they come down through here into there and then into the wall, just so that they're hidden, really. But I'm not too bothered if there's a tiny bit of exposure there. That's not the end of the world. But they'll go behind there into there, and then they'll go to the control panel, which will be in there charging the battery. So to recap, for the electrics, there's going to be a 12-volt system run by the battery. That's then going to get charged by the solar, and then also the shore power will have a plug socket in there that I can then plug a battery charger in if needed to charge the battery. But I think that's it. So I've got to mention, these are going to get ripped out. I'm going to try and keep this, I quite like that. But yeah, all this sort of cover is all going to be modernised and white. I'm going to keep the back shelves that they can potentially be painted black. This bit and this bit, like the wood, is going to be painted black, but keep the white. And it'll be similar sort of fashion here as well. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Please make sure that you like and subscribe. One thing I think I have forgotten to mention as well, there's going to be a few more aesthetic things going on in here, but all the interior walls are going to get replaced. The only thing I'm keeping really is the ceiling, because it's actually in good nick. It hasn't it doesn't droop anywhere, it hasn't got damp, but all the interior walls are going to get done. So I haven't seen any videos on YouTube how that gets done. A lot of people string them out into 20-minute long videos. So if you want a decent short start tutorial, then make sure you like and subscribe, because these are going to be short, sharp as possible. But yeah, thanks very much for watching, and I shall see you on the next one.